My people, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Patala FC.
We are back!
We are within. Hope y'all are good for real, for real. It's been a minute, and I'd like us to chat up a segment that many Chelsea fans in particular just don't want to look at. It seems we're a bit hesitant to actually address the matter, even though it's plain to see. But yes, in terms of football and the overall weekend, the one historic point that's interesting is that Man City, under Pep Guardiola, have lost 4 in a row. Pep Guardiola, for the first time in his career as a manager, has collected defeats 4 times in a row. And it is concerning. One player that we acquired that could be helping Man City is, of course, Cole Palmer. Now, you know, when a player does so well, and we didn't even expect it as Chelsea fans, but Cole Palmer did so well that Pep Guardiola was questioned as to whether he really wanted to sell Cole Palmer. And it's almost like he would dodge the question. No, I wanted to keep him. There was space for him, but the player was impatient, or the player wanted more football and just couldn't, be second place or second choice. There was Riyad Mahrez, other players. So Cole Palmer made the bold decision to move on to Stamford Bridge. And at this point now, we can definitely call it a bargain because we paid around 65 million for Cole Jermaine Palmer. Since he arrived at Chelsea, even Pochettino, who was manager last season, I think couldn't believe how much of an impact Cole Palmer would have and just how much it would help us as a squad into getting into 6th place last season. So Cole Palmer stamped himself in the Chelsea team. Enzo Maresca arrives this season and he has tried to mention that we shouldn't rely too much on Cole Palmer. We've sort of we've sort of stabbed ourselves or shot ourselves in the foot in that Cole Palmer can't play Conference League games. He doesn't really play cup games. So he is mostly a Premier League player. That's where he plays and that's where he's effective. But in games that are big, the top 6, for example, or let's say top 10 of the table, Cole Palmer's impact against Man City, game week 1, 0 goals, 0 assists. We played Liverpool, 0 goals, 0 assists. We played Man United, 0 goals, 0 assists. And we played Arsenal. And the story continues. So you have to put the consideration of the bench into mind, guys. Not to say Cole Palmer's not good enough. And we do know in games that are more manageable, in games that are winnable over other games, Cole Palmer will definitely have an impact. But in other games, should we start to look at things and be very realistic and say that Cole Palmer's having a difficult game, let's bring him off. And who do we bring on? João Félix. So I'm going to state a claim for João Félix today in the team that we call our A team. So João Félix prefers to drift to the left, whilst Palmer prefers to drift to the right, guys. And if you look at Palmer's heat map across the season, he is more on the right. It could be a deliberate instruction from Enzo Maresca that Palmer should drift that side and assist Madueke on that side. Now, João Félix would rather drift to the left side. And in terms of left wing, Pedro Neto has owned the left wing. And in terms of chemistry, I would love to see João Félix and Pedro Neto on the pitch simultaneously to see how they work together. But also, if João Félix is on the pitch drifting more on the left side, it means the gap that's on the right side can be occupied by Caicedo or whoever our player would be in that position. But recently, as we've noticed, guys, Caicedo has been given a sort of license to drift more as a box-to-box, whilst Lavia is more of the sitter, since Lavia has displaced Enzo Fernandez. But even if it's Enzo Fernandez or Lavia, they could be the sitter of sorts in the DM roles, and Caicedo could fill the gap on the right side and assist Madueke. And it doesn't shorten our numbers in attack. Now, having Felix on the left side, of course, allows him to shoot on the right foot. I think Felix in the system is different. Cole Palmer, I think, wins the battles in terms of the one-on-ones, getting the ball into space and opening space, picking out a pass. One thing that I think Palmer is lacking is just that stepping up, that character in terms of, I understand the weight on me. I need to impact the game in any way. It doesn't have to be a goal. I think Cole Palmer still needs to develop in that regard in terms of his football IQ is high, but he needs to choose. Am I going to assist? Am I going to score today in order to get the team forward? If you look at players like Juan Mata, for example, if Juan Mata was marked out of the game, he would provide an assist from a corner. He would score the free kick. Cole Palmer had 2 free kick attempts. First one hit the wall. second attempt, you would believe with what he did, especially against Brighton, that Cole Palmer would at least try and get this on target, at least challenge Raya in goal. Showing that sort of character because we know he has the ability. So if the pressure is immense, how does Cole Palmer respond? If there's too much pressure, should we take him off? Bring on Felix to let's provide a different option. So Cole Palmer is only human, guys. He's a human, and yes, goals and assists per game since he joined Chelsea, undeniable. But how will we know how João Félix will operate when he's protected by Lavia and Caicedo if we don't give him the chance? All we've seen of Felix is him being protected by the likes of Vega, Enzo Fernandez, Cesare Casadei. Let's plug him in the first team. If Nkunku can get 5-6 minutes, I believe Felix also deserves at least 5-10 minutes to prove himself in the cam position with our A team around him. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Am I too harsh on Palmer? In our game against Arsenal, we all looked at maybe Colwill, Sanchez. Those were our worst performers. But Cole Palmer's game was, very questionable, guys. But we move. Let's get it, y'all.